And there we have it, another season finished and another 9 brilliant guests to learn from. Over this season, we've explored the very specific nuances of personal branding, employer branding. We've had a look in how we can construct winners' mindsets, harmonization with our hiring managers. We've looked at skill-based approaches in recruitment, strengths to help our talent acquisition careers. We flipped the script on artificial intelligence and explored the anti-AI perspective. We've looked at data and how we can utilize it better inside our recruitment processes to enhance our talent acquisition teams. And we've also heard on why we don't see more principal recruiters and how we can actually flourish inside a non-leadership role in recruitment. And with that, the series comes to an end. So thank you so much for listening, for sharing, for commenting, and giving us your feedback. It gives us more motivation as we go into season 4 and 5, as we already have guests ready, knowing that this podcast is well received. So with that, a huge thank you, and here are some of the best clips from the last 9 episodes.
We cannot let candidate wait for a very long time, so I really emphasize that. And when I emphasize that with the hiring managers, it really clicks with them because everyone's been part of the process before. Everyone's been the candidate before. And so when you humanize it, you don't want to come across as like the hiring manager's parent. You know, your partners, you want to be human with them, but at the same time, you have a job to do. You know, everybody has a job to do, and it's important to address that, to be empathetic, but to also be transparent and honest with them about it.
Professionally, it's good to have goals to help you get to that next step, seek that next career progression, maybe reach that new salary goal, but also to become a better peer, a better manager, to learn, to develop professionally and personally. And I find that when I'm doing all of the right things in my personal life, I perform better in my work life. So actually that's where I think the two come together.
I mean, like, if you're a individual, which I think is the best way to do it, you're 16 times more likely to actually interact with someone if you're doing it from your personal page or like using like some form of employee generated content. And people want to see how people are responding to the company. So if I was to go and look for a new job now, my biggest thing would be I'd go and look on LinkedIn, I'd search the name and I'd search the posts. Who's talking about their company? And who's talking about positively about it, you know? If there's no comments really, like for me, it's a bit of a red flag. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, no one's really excited to work there.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I'd like to start off saying that I'm not some tinfoil hat wearing Luddite. I acknowledge that there are many use cases and success stories where implementing AI and overall, you know, it's done great stuff. It's brought great value to teams and everything. My point is more that AI still has lots of drawbacks, lots of unexplored potential issues, and just, you know, generally there's a lot to take into consideration before it can be used the way that the vision goes. So naturally, like, my rationale will be that if you implement tools, you have to be very careful which ones you choose. There's lots of considerations, and just generally, whilst I do see that AI will probably get there in the future, I still think that we've got a long way to go before, you know, it's really there as that partner that we want in our workflows.